all month long. We're talking about manifesting the moment. And
So I wanted
today you're
to
going to
just
meet a
quickly
woman
talk
who
about
took
what's happening
control in
here
her
in this
destiny.
Oh,
particular
she did. She
video. In
manifested the
this
one
video, we've
thing that
got
she
a
truly
video about
wanted in
CNN,
life.
former
Take a look.
CNN international journalist Isha
I don't think
Sesay,
anything is
and
out
she's
of
talking
reach.
about, she's going to talk about really a personal decision that she's made. Now, some people feel it's controversial. Perhaps it is, perhaps it's not, but let's listen to what she has to say.
Maybe it's just about resetting your vision for how you get there versus you thinking that you've lost the opportunity.
So what she's referring to here is, she wanted, and she always wanted to be a mom, and not everyone wants to be a mom. She wanted to be a mom, and she felt like, what, the window had closed, and she had just come out of a bad relation, or not necessarily a bad relationship, but when a relationship had just ended. And so she felt like, there's a window that's closing, and this is something I really want.
My name is Isha Sesay. I am a journalist, I am an author. I also run a digital media company called OK Media. I moved to the States in 2005. I was an anchor at CNN International for 13 and a half years. I paused every now and then and realized that this is all great, but I'd really love to be a mother.
So, I mean, it's interesting what she's saying here, because she's saying, listen, I'm a well-accomplished woman. I'm a businesswoman. I've got my own media company. I've got a great career. And yet I'm pausing to say this is the one thing that I might regret in my life. Now, as I said before, not every person will feel this way. There are some people who are perfectly fine not being parents. She just felt like if she didn't do that, that's something she would regret. So that's a very personal thing. It's not something that applies to everyone.
To have a child. But when I cast myself forward and I think, what is it that I would regret the most at the end of my life? It'll be not having a kid.
That feeling was amplified after Aisha's mother suffered a catastrophic stroke 6 years ago.
I think being in that position of a caregiver, realizing the importance of a child to a mother, did kind of bring it home.
Well, it's interesting that what she's saying here, that having had to take care of her own mom, she figured, I need a child. But I hate to tell you that sometimes children won't necessarily be the ones to take care of you. I'm not sure if that's a great reason to have children, because they might take care of you, because some will and some won't.
That, oh, it's something that I yearn for.
Last year, Aisha put that idea into motion.
I have a yearly ritual, which is to spend New Year's Eve with my vision board. So I moved motherhood right to the top of the board.
I do like this though, and I've always wondered, I do appreciate people who have vision boards. This is something I think is very important. Now, I used to do one, and I have to confess, I haven't done a vision board in many years. I write things down, and I document them, but I don't necessarily have it on a board. So I think this is something maybe I'll get back into. But this idea of having a vision board and looking at it and reorganizing your priorities is something quite important.
In 2021, I decided that I was going to do everything I could. I was just coming off a really bad relationship, and I remember thinking to myself, if I sit here waiting for the perfect man to come along, I could be waiting, past the point that
I guess, yeah, if you are waiting for the perfect man, sometimes the wait can be pretty long, if ever. I'm not sure if there is a perfect man out there. Maybe there is. But I understand what she's saying here. You want certain things that you're looking for, certain things that are important to you, and you're waiting for that to show up. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't, or sometimes it's really delayed. So I can understand that.
possibility.
Aisha's first step was to reach out to a fertility doctor.
Isha came to the appointment with her phenomenal positive attitude. She was full of hope. She was ready for this journey. I think she was feeling empowered.
I'd done one transfer and it hadn't worked, and we'd had to stop a second transfer halfway through because my body wasn't reacting well to the medication. I went into the bathroom, used the stick, left it, came back, and it said pregnant.
Do you know, I want to tell you that I've had other people who have told me that they wanted to do something similar. They wanted to do this, take this journey. It's not an easy journey at all. And as she said, it requires a lot of hope. And you have to have a real positive attitude when you go into something like this. when you decide to become a parent, whether it's this way or some other way, you always have to have a lot of hope about it, because it's never really a minor decision that you're making. It's a major decision. It affects you, and it affects that human being that you're going to bring into the world. So it's a major decision. It requires a lot of hope, not just for pregnancy, but of course it requires a lot of hope. Are you going to be sufficient for this human being that you're bringing into the world? Are you going to be able to take care of them in the way that they should? Are you going to be a great parent? It's so many questions you ask. From a man's perspective, I know this is obviously not a man's story, but I'm just talking from a man's perspective. You always worry, are you going to be a great father? Are you going to be the kind of father that your kids can look back on and say, man, I'm so glad I had a father like that. So there's always those kind of questions as well.
And I remember just having a stifling scream and literally falling to my knees. I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm still getting goosebumps, actually. I say this baby is a culmination of almost a decade's worth of prayers and effort. I absolutely think that this is my child who chose me, and we're meant to be together.
There are many different ways for us to build that path. We can't sit back and not do anything, right? It won't happen without that. So it's very important to put that journey out there and to take control.
Today, Isha.
Yeah, I do believe that part, that you do have to take control of your life in general for things to happen. Now, I don't know if I don't know if children choose parents. I'm not sure about that, but it's certainly something where you have to decide you want to be a parent. If you don't make that decision, then obviously it's not going to happen.
Is 47 and just weeks shy of meeting her baby girl. While her mom is still in the hospital, Isha is finding ways to include her on this journey.
I did take her hand and put it on my belly and say, your grandbaby's here. So, they say that she's part of me, so she's part of my child too.
Oh my God, that was so...
So yeah, that's quite an interesting story. Like I said, some folks do believe it's controversial. She's going to obviously be a single mom. But the important thing is that she definitely wanted this child. She's bringing this child into this world. Seems like she has friends and family that will support her. I really think the important thing is that the child should get input from a lot of people. I think if you decide to make a journey like that as a single woman, it's okay to do it. You want to make sure you find every opportunity to surround the child by positive images, positive black father figures rather. So I think that's really a good thing, so that they get input from, male figures who they can admire and so forth. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about this?
Beautiful.